Hey everyone, so I wanted to do a video on the effective APY that you're getting in dollar terms accounting for gas. So this is the truest metric that you can look at really when comparing pooled staking to solo staking. APY, that's what we're all here for, and the adjusted APY when you then take into account how much you're also going to spend on gas at the end of your stake. So yeah, right now, maybe I'll start with the good news. Pulse chain side, we're really looking at this section here, APY in dollars, accounting for gas. I'm doing pool tokens in the first section, starting from $100, 1,000, 10,000, all the way up to $100,000. And then the second section, solo staking, from $100 to $100,000. So you can see that the end, or the APY accounting for end stake gas costs on Pulse Chain, the gas costs do not affect the APY whatsoever. The end state gas costs are so low, I mean, they're especially low now, like right now as well, on Pulse Chain, just because there's, I think, lower activity on the chain. But so these could change, especially for the $100 stakes. We could start losing some APY percentages here. But as it stands today, you're not losing really. I mean, you're still going to pay an end state gas fee, but it's so small compared to the interest that the effective APY hasn't been affected whatsoever, right? Which is super cool. Now, I'm hoping that Pulse Chain becomes a raging success. So I'm kind of conflicted there in the sense that, you know, I want fees to increase a lot. Like I want usage to increase a lot. So we will see probably the solo stake, smaller solo stakes start to lose APY percentages in the coming years, you know, coming 5 years or so, as Pulse Chain gets more expensive. Now, going back to ETH, it's a different story here. So we're looking at, probably best to start off with solo staking. Well, let's start with the pool staking. So we're looking at kind of dollarized APYs on the Ethereum side, 30% for Maxi, 37% for Deci, 16% for Lucky, and then, you know, the larger that you get, you might gain a small percentage just because the kind of dollar value of the yield becomes so much larger than the one-time fee that you pay. And ETH gas fees are quite high right now, so something to take into account. The other thing is that so then going down to solo staking, the most interesting part here really is the $100, kind of couple $100 range to $1,000 stakes. That's where people really get hit the hardest in terms of end stake fees. You can see that you're negative on quite a few of these, especially 3 years. Interestingly enough, 3 years seems to be that sweet spot of like the end state gas function is very expensive relative to how much yield you're getting. So yeah, 3-year stakers are getting hit hard if you're a solo staker, regardless of how much you pay. But obviously, it's hitting you harder, regardless of how much you're staking. But yeah, you're getting hit hard, very hard. Like almost all of your principal is getting wiped out. So to explain this a bit more, like 0% APY would be that all of your interest is wiped out by gas fees, and then any negative yield is eating into your principal. So negative 100% would be like all your interest and all your principal is eaten into by gas fees, and then anything below 100%, so minus 150%, would be like gas fees are more than your principal and yield, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, we don't have anything there. right now. I guess if you stake $10, it could be. But yeah, and then you can see how it kind of goes up. Like if you stake 1K, it becomes more substantial, the yield, so 24% effective APY on a solo stake. It's still way less than if you used a pool token, and then 31% on Deci on a 1K, still way less than if you used a pool token. You're losing 7% APY, and then it just gets better the larger that you stake. So if you're a smaller player, I would definitely pay attention to the pool tokens. The tricky thing is, like, a lot of the larger players, a lot of the people that got into HEX early, they get HEX. They understand the gas fees, they understand all this. A lot of the smaller players who are newer, you may not understand this hit that could be coming around the corner. Like, you need to understand this, and you need to kind of prepare for it. I would say the pool tokens are a really great solution for that, because you can own $10 of Maxi and you'll be good. Whereas, it's eating into your principal if you stake $100 even on your own. So max length stake, right? So this is gas adjusted dollarized APY. I think it's super cool. Something to check out, and especially if you're like a die-hard solo staker, at the least try to stake, I'd say 1K, but ideally more than that. It does seem like staking longer than 3 years pays off, just because the yield gets to a point that I think it outpaces the end stake function costs a bit. Obviously that's in flux. It could, depending on if we're in the bull market or how high gas fees are, these numbers could come way down. But it does seem like that 3-year mark is that kind of the worst length to be staking a small amount of HEX, which is kind of interesting. All right, I'll leave it there. Hope it's useful. This page is the solo staking page, solo stake comparison page. You can find it on the home page at the bottom. If you go to pools versus solo stakes, there's a comparison there. All right, I'll leave it there. See you on the next one. Bye.